welcome back to Turntable Guy. On the bench today we have a classic Technics SL-D202. This is a semi-automatic direct drive. It's not a quartz lock unit. This was the successor to the SL-D2, so it's the SL-D202. As far as what changed, power button. Queuing was put outside the dust cover lid. Pitch adjustment's the same. Electronic speed switching and electronic stop reject button. And when you press down on the stop button, it fires a solenoid that lifts up the tone arm. So that was the difference. Also, the chassis was definitely thinned out a bit. Still has the notorious hinge tabs, plastic hinge tabs that break. This one, the tabs are intact, which is good. This one's come in for a bunch of reasons. Supposedly the stop button's not working. Speed is a bit wonky. He said the power button is stiff, and yeah. Power button's gone down, and now it's not coming back up. That's just sticky grease. There we go, starting to come back. That's the more you exercise that. Actually, you know what I'm going to do right now? I'm just going to give that a little shot of some WD-40 and just let that soak in a bit while we're just giving this thing a quick once over here. So I'm just going to spray just a little bit right down the button here. We'll clean it from underneath, but that'll just go in and dissolve some grease before I actually get at it. That's all you need to do most of the times. It's just some sticky grease there. 50-year-old grease. I bet you this is already going to work better. Maybe not. And this one's really sticky. Anyway, we need this one to be down because we're going to power it up here and just see what's going on. Okay. So the power's on. The strobe illuminates as soon as the power's on, and your 33 and 45 selector illuminates. That way you know you got powered. This is semi-automatic, so you just have to move this over and it will start. So no problems with the the tracking force is way too light for this cartridge. This has got an Ortofon 2M blue on it, and it is almost floating. So that's probably an issue right there. Let's see our pitch. Yeah, our pitch is not bad, actually, which is surprising. We're still going to give that a cleaning. And he said the stop button doesn't work. Let's just check auto return first. So auto return seems okay. Ooh, didn't like that little clunk there. That was a bit odd. So queuing. I think that... Huh. Not sure what's going on here. Let's try that again. The arm goes back. And it is dropping. Okay, and maybe it just needed to reset. Queuing seems okay. Yeah, no issues there. I'm just going to try it one more time. There was just a weird clunk the first time. No, it seems okay. Or is it? No, it's going down. Okay, so this stop. Okay, I can hear the solenoid firing. I think I can hear it firing, but it's not doing anything. So we'll check that out as well. All right, so what we need to do is we need to remove our platter. Take this off. Take our head shell off. We'll take our counterweight off as well. And we'll turn this off. Is this any better? Huh, my WD-40 is not working. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah. Could be that where I sprayed in is just not getting to the spot I needed to get to. I think it's probably just sitting around the button itself and not getting into the place we needed to get to. Anyway, let's just unplug it and then take off our platter. And we're unplugged, and we will flip this over. And we got a whole bunch of screws, which I will do off camera, and I'll be right back. All right, screws are out. It's got a nice heavy composite base plate here, made out of that Technics non-resonant plastic. And it's our main power board here, speed control board. Here are our controls. Here's our solenoid switch for the stop button. Is that right? No, I'm on the wrong side here. The solenoid switch is over here. And here is the, here's the solenoid over here. So, what's it doing or not doing? I wonder if we can check that upside down. Let's have a peek around here first. So this is our power button, which is very sticky, and I can see why it's sticky. So that WD-40 I sprayed did absolutely nothing. It didn't go anywhere. This is the problem, is this little peg here. You need to spray the WD-40 here, but we're gonna remove that and clean that. Let me zoom in. This is a common problem with the D202. So you actually have to, this is all high voltage coming through here, just so you know. So make sure you're unplugged. You got a couple screws here. And is that glued down? No, it's not glued down, but you can get at it. So here's your issue right here. This brass peg here. See, the WD-40, when it went down, it didn't do anything because it hit this little raised spot here. So don't spray WD-40 in there. It's not going to do anything. Learn from my mistakes. I just want to see something here before we go any further. It's already a little better. How can we get that out? Without breaking this plastic. I think we need to remove this white piece here. I cannot see anything. So there's this white piece here that needs to be removed. Pretty convoluted power switch. I really don't understand why they put power switches on turntables. It's really not necessary. I mean, you really don't have to take this apart. All you need to do is clean this out with WD-40 here, and you should be good to go. because there is a grease here, which has turned green. But I'd like to remove this white piece. That way I can take it out altogether. Just going to press these two tabs in here. Should release it. I just about had it there, and now it went back. Okay, I'm going to pause here. I'm going to get this off. I don't want to bore you to tears. Be right back. Okay, so that comes out like that. And it's just a matter of this being all gummed up. You can see all the crap on there. I'll just clean this out with a little bit of alcohol. Remember what I said, that I would say 90% of turntable problems are caused by old lubrication that gets dried up and sticky, just like this one here. It's almost better not to have any lube on it. I mean, it's a metal rod going through plastic. It's not, you know, they're not going to fuse together. They're dissimilar materials. It's going to be smooth no matter what you put here. Like, look at all the crap coming off this stupid thing. I'm just hitting it with a razor blade and a little bit of alcohol just to, because it's become kind of crusty. Like, look at this. It's ridiculous. Okay. So, put our spring back on. And then that goes back in there. And then this locks back in here. Like that. There. That should do it. We'll put a little dab of grease as well, because it does feel a little bit not sticky, just it's not really smooth, but not a lot. I just want to put like a little dab here. We'll take that off, and just put a little bit in there. It's too much. Okay, let's see what happens now. Alrighty, so this folds back over like this. You line up. That in the slot. Something like that. Excuse my head if it's annoying. There. Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay, all done. Again, if you didn't want to take that thing apart and do it like that, you could have just sprayed some WD-40 on it. I mean, and that's it. It would have eventually dissolved that grease, and then you could have put like a tiny drop of lubricant, even some oil. It doesn't matter. Much better. Okay, so that's that. So now, I have too many pairs of glasses down here. Let's pull out and we'll service. Let me see this. We're going to service our pitch. And then we'll try. We're going to have a look at these caps, because this could be the era of the notorious leaky leg Matsushita capacitors. Seeing this okay? Right here. So there's a couple plastic retainers here. I'm going to slide this out. Now these tend to be closed variable resistors, potentiometers. So it's a little bit more difficult to get lubricant into these. You just want to remove the retaining screw for the knob. And then you just want to get your contact cleaner. I'm going to use Fader lube for this. And get it in whatever crevice you can here. It will go in. You can almost see it going in. Just like that. That's all you want. And then you can put your knob back on. Like that. And then just work that back and forth a little bit to distribute the cleaner. And then you can put it right back. Like that. And you should have good stable speed. Now, there are two potentiometers here as well, and I believe these are for speed as well. What you would do is you would center this pot, the pitch control pot, and then adjust these two. Is there a hole in the bottom? I don't know if there's a hole in the bottom or not, unless you take this plate off. Would that... No, that's for the, that's annoying. Usually there's two holes drilled here to allow you fine speed adjustment. This one's there's not. You'd have to put the turntable up on a lift and get at those two pots. We're not going to touch them. I'm going to inspect these caps. So I'm just going to, actually I'm going to pause because I'm going to get in here real close with my head. And I'm going to inspect those caps, make sure that nothing's leaking, and I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Here we go. We got leaky caps. This one right here. And what's the value on it? Is it a 10 microfarad? No, it's a 33 microfarad at 25. Right here. This one's leaking. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull these, because if one's leaking, these will be from the same family. The axial ones you don't have to worry about. I've never had any problem with the axial ones. It's only the radial caps that tend to leak. So we're going to do some capacitor replacement, and I'm sure that's going to make all the capacitor police extremely happy. Because in the new world of electronic repair, everything's blamed on capacitors. There's a couple plugs we got to remove here. One here. Looks like that's for the micro switch for the tone arm, which is a real bear to remove. Okay, off you get. And another one here, which is, where's this coming from? Looks like it's going to this board here. It should loosen this up. There's another one here. They glue down all the wires, which is a pain in the butt. Okay. It was just this ground wire kind of holding it down here. All right. What do we got here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're not going to replace the axial cap and then our chips under here. So we're going to replace these. You want to remove this one together, the one I noticed it's leaking. Let's do that one. It's a C105. And what's really nice is the board is marked on the back side, which is awesome. So C105 would be right there. So we'll take out C105 together. And it's leaking on the negative leg, as usual. Okay, I'll just wiggle it out. This is the only one that's leaking, so really, this is the only one you probably need to replace. But we're gonna do something here. We're gonna test it, because in my experience, I found that they measure perfectly fine, which you might think is crazy, but okay. There we go, and you can see the leakage there. You see that? The corrosion on that leg there? Anyway, it's leaking bad. And it's always on the negative. So let's measure it. Again, this is a 33 microfarad at 25 volts. And we're going to measure that and see what it says. There you go. So it's measuring 38 microfarad, ESR is 1.1. So it's fine. It's not bad. which is what's crazy about this is that you would think that it's it's puking its guts out with the electrolyte here, which eventually will get on the board, and it's still measuring well within spec. But because we found that bad boy, we are going to replace them all. So I am going to do that. And when I come back, this board will be recapped and the capacitor police will be very happy. I'll be right back. Hey, welcome back. Okay, so unfortunately, I did not have, these are two bipolar caps. What are they? Are they 10 at 16, I think? Anyway, they're bipolar caps. I didn't have those in stock, so I pulled them, I checked them. They're not leaking. I measured them. They're fine. I did find another rotten one, though. A 47 at 25. This one's leaking as well. So 2 out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 I pulled were leaking. This axial cap is fine. So I will save these for the customer. And I believe I found out why our piston, our solenoid piston, isn't moving the tone arm. And guess what it is? If you guess sticky grease, you win. Right here. So when this fires, it's going to kick this right here. And you can see it's all gummed up right in there. Horrible, sticky, yucky grease. What else, right? So I'll get some WD. We're going to let that soak. Just going to put it in here. Because I could hear the solenoid firing, right? So I know it's not that. So we're just going to let that soak for a few minutes. And then I will come back. And I don't think we're going to need to disassemble any of this. We might have to. It could be this post here that is gummed up as well. I'm just going to put a little bit down the center here and see if that helps at all. Let that soak in. And then we'll come on, fire. And then we'll re-grease it. So let that sit in there. Because this fires like this, however the hell it does, and it should kick that and then trip the auto return. And there is some nasty grease over here as well that looks, it's not bad, it's not sticky over here, but I think I'm going to do a little cleaning. I'm going to remove some of this old grease because it is really sticky. And then what I'll do is I'll apply some of my synthetic lube because I don't like the look of this grease. So anyway, so I'm going to let that sit. And I'm pretty sure that's the problem why our stop button's not working. And I shall return. Okay, so you're looking at this post here. And this is the start-stop button thing. And it sits right on that post, and that's what it rotates on. And as you can see, crusty grease. That's why it's not turning when you hit the stop button. It's not firing to move the auto return. So we're going to have to clean the inside of this plastic piece, clean that post, and then we'll put it back together. All right, so just to give you an idea how this works. So I guess what happens is when it's started up, it's loaded like this. And then when the piston fires, let me just try to simulate that here. The solenoid fires. Like this, I guess. That clicks over. So then it gets reloaded with this spring here. And then, boom, it fires and it lifts the tone arm. But with the sticky grease in here, see now it's nice and loose, all nice and repaired. We'll put the, there's a E-clip and a washer we got to put back there. But yeah, that's all fixed. So I'm 99% sure that that's going to work. I'll be right back. Okay, we got the main cam all cleaned up and greased up. I know it looks a little messy, but I just want to make sure that it's not going to get sticky. And synthetic greases, they do not affect plastics in any way. And everything else has been cleaned up. So this is repaired. This is all clean. Got our new caps in. Let's see some of them there, except for the bipolars and the main axial. So I'm going to button this up. Oh yeah, we also took care of our power switch issue. Cleaned up our lovely pitch control. And yeah, let's button this up and I'll meet you back up top. Hey, welcome back up top. Okay, we got our table back on its feet. Beauty of these Technics direct drives. The only maintenance you really need to do occasionally, other than what we just did, is a couple drops of some light machine oil around the main spindle here. A couple times a year, depending on how often you use your turntable. And that just seeps down into the bearing, and you're good to go. All right. That back on. Put our Pizza Dude platter mat on. And we'll plug in our audio cables too while we're here. Is there a ground cord? Yes, there is. And we'll set up this arm correctly for the Ortofon 2M Blue. And we'll give it a test. I'm so confident that we repaired this that I'm going to set up the arm first before we test it. Okay. So what we want to do is achieve a balanced arm. It's a pretty light cartridge. Come on. Right there. So it's got a little bit of natural anti-skate. Okay, and we'll set this for 1.8. Check to see how accurate that is. Not even close. Yeah, I don't like the way this counterweight is moving. I think that's why it was so light, because it's not moving nicely. Usually when I turn it, it's very smooth. This one's not. So we'll set it via my electronic scale here. And there's 1.8 right there. And then we'll set the dial to 1.8. That way they know what it's set to. And we'll set our anti-skate to 1.8. Which is right there. Okay. Power. Actually, let me grab a record. All right, so let's cue this. Helps if you turn it on. See, that's why I don't like a turntable with a power switch. I'm just used to moving it over with my D2. There's our speed. It's right on the money. Amplifier's on. We have sound in both channels. Sounds fantastic. Whoa, that's loud. Get down. We're going to hit the stop button. Here we go. There you go. Fixed. Sticky grease. It's not electronic. Although we did find some nasty caps, right? That would definitely, you have to change those out. I mean, you can leave them in because, like I said, most of the times they measure fine, but they are a ticking time bomb. Let's just check one more thing before we say goodnight on this one. We're just going to test our auto return. This is also... There you go. One beautiful Technics turntable set to rock for the next 50 years. Said it once, said it again. I may sound like a broken record, but these things are tanks. They will last you a lifetime. The only problem with them is they do require those old lubricants to be removed. It's very, very rare that I find a Technics turntable with some kind of electronic problem, other than those rotting capacitors. And even so, those caps with the leaky electrolyte, they only occurred within a short period of time. I would say from the late 70s to the early 80s, in around there. Matsushita caps, the blue ones, these ones here. These are the bad ones. Even though this one, no, that one is leaking. Yeah, that's the 33 that we removed. These ones here, they're bad. If you see this kind of, it's not purple, it's blue, but it's kind of like a shiny blue. These are the ones you got to watch out for. They're Matsushita caps. They're made by Panasonic, obviously, because this is a Panasonic turntable. And they usually say like CE on here. These are the ones that you want to check. And if you want to be safe and secure about it, just take them out altogether, because there's a very good chance they're going to be leaking. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that one. That was a fun one. Glad that we got to do another Techniques here. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.